that Jacob Misiorowski, he looked pretty good for the 5 innings that he was in. No hit ball against the Cardinals, and the Brewers beat the Redbirds by a score of 6-0. He left with right calf and quad cramping, which was probably a result of him tripping over the mound and twisting his left ankle.
Although apparently it also, I think the Brewers say they're tacking it up to him sitting too long during their sixth run inning, and that kind of tightening things up, and then leading to the cramping that he got. So maybe if the Cardinals just would have held him, just would have held the Brewers to 3 runs, they could have, seen 7 scoreless innings.
All due respect, but this guy is too young to tighten up when his team is.
That's fair.
He should be loose at this point, and he should have gone out there. He should have been able to. Well, I hate to say it, but he should have been able to finish his no-hitter.
Just insane. I mean, and literally from the get-go, I was telling you beforehand, me and Stephen Carey did the post game on Card Central 365 yesterday, and it was the second inning, and me and him were texting back and forth like, I don't know if the Cardinals are going to touch this kid today, and they did not catch up to him at all. The only hits came in to the relief pitchers, thankfully, after he had to leave, but God, it was a special performance from a Central Missouri kid, or I guess more so.
Yeah,
born on the west side of the state, went to school in the Central area, and has seen a fair share of Royals and Cardinals games.
Now, here's the thing I was thinking about as he was doing what he was doing to the Cardinals last night.
Mowing them down.
The Pirates have Paul Skeens. The Reds have Hunter Green. Now, the Brewers have Misiorowski. Who do the Cardinals have? Who's the Cardinals' version of that guy? Is it Liberatore? Is it going to be Matthews?
Yes.
Is somebody going to come up and have a sub-2 earned run average for their first half dozen, 10 starts in the majors? I hope so, but it sure seems like these teams that have been so bad for so long, and not the Brewers, but the Reds and the Pirates primarily, they're actually doing a better job of drafting now than they did in the past, and they've got more talent. And Misiorowski, they have not developed a stud pitcher in a long, long time in Milwaukee. Looks like they have one. It was one of the top prospects in baseball that they called up to make his major league debut last night, and he was really, really good.
Yeah, second-round pick from just a couple of years ago. That's a pretty impressive turnaround for development by the Brewers organization. And, yeah, he was pretty incredible, setting sites that the Brewers pitching staff has not been able to in this 21st century, in an era when everyone has at least somebody throwing 100. The Brewers had not until he came up. 102.2 was his 5th pitch of the night. That is the fastest pitch since they started tracking those things in 2008 from a Brewers starting pitcher.
Still hasn't caught up to Jordan Hicks.
There you go. And then 14 100-mile-per-hour pitches throughout the game is more than the rest of the Brewers pitching staff combined this season. So, when you ask, do the Cardinals have something like that? Are you talking about a young pitcher to get excited about? Are you talking about a young pitcher to get excited about who consistently throws 100 as a starter?
I'm not worried about the 100. I'm worried about getting guys out. A young pitcher to get excited about that you can say, okay, when he takes the mound, it's win day. Remember our old buddy Chris Rangio? About win day, right? And I don't think that, based on what I saw last night from Sonny Gray, just one game, but do you feel like, and weigh in here on the chat, do you feel like it's win day when you send Sonny Gray out to the mound? I don't. Not that I think they're going to lose, but I don't like when, and these guys are few and far between, right? When you had Chris Carpenter, you could plan on winning that game. I think for a lot of the time that Adam Wainwright was a Cardinal, you could plan on winning that day. Sonny Gray is really good, but I don't think that he's a win day guy. And Skeens, with a good team, if Skeens is a Cardinal, I think you're saying win day.
Yeah, you are, but I just think Sonny Gray's been fantastic this season, and we talked about it yesterday. He's felt like the stopper for the Cardinals this year, and they needed him last night to do it. He had done it in 2 other instances in the last month or so, and he failed to do it. He looked a little bit off last night, and if you want to get into it, to his point, he felt a little bit off. We've seen already some interesting post-game comments from Sonny in the past. And last night, this hasn't been widely reported because it actually took me till I went through 4 gamers until I got to John Denton over at MLB.com, who actually had the quotes from Sonny Gray. And FanDuel Midwest didn't post them. MLB.com didn't have anything, but there were some odd comments from Sonny Gray. And this, again, is from John Denton's article on MLB.com from the game. I just didn't feel right and didn't feel comfortable. Like I said, I felt like I was just getting by, and then it unraveled on me. And then at the very bottom of the article, I don't know. It wasn't good. I wasn't good. We weren't good, and we're not playing good. Just nothing good. And Jim Hayes this morning on the Lou Info Information Network with Cam Jansen on Hot Take Central pointed out that when Sonny Gray was then asked, how do you get it fixed? His response was, I don't know right now.
For a guy that's been around as long as he has, he seems to be bewildered, and that's kind of troubling. You would like to have and you don't always know. Waino went through some of the same things where he said, I don't know. But you would hope that Gray could give you an answer, but it's just not there. Some of your chats, and we appreciate them. It's only win day when he's at home. That's a good point from Doovie. Every time he pitches poorly, he says, I don't feel right. Excuses. Well, I think that he's not wrong, though. He's a guy that has not felt right a lot. I was telling Matthew before the show, there was a game. He's really anal about his preparation. And so like last year, there was a game, and I think the order was they got rained out against Milwaukee. He was supposed to pitch against Milwaukee, pitch against the Mets the next day instead because the Milwaukee game was rained out. And John Denton has a great relationship with him. And he got rocked. And John asked him, he said, was it hard to prepare because you hadn't prepared for the Mets? And he said, yeah, I just was completely out of sorts because I didn't have time to prepare for the Mets. I was ready for the Brewers. So he's one of those guys that really is, it's necessary for him to have a ton of preparation and not have anything go wrong. And if he doesn't feel right, I would guess if he's got a sore ankle or a sore knee or something like that, he gets completely out of sorts and doesn't pitch through it.
Yeah, and that's not what you want to see. That mentality doesn't seem like it has the win day kind of feeling of a stopper or an ace.
Oh, no.
You know,
He's
feels.
not.
You know,
come on.
I know. I thought you were kind of breaking away from that. I thought we were slowly working you towards Sonny Gray can be an ace for this team.
Dude.
To Eric Sontag's point, Cardinals are 11-3 with Gray on the mound this season. It's just a bad night last night. I do feel like they're going to win every game with him. Lost my bet last night though. Eric Sontag from the Domesticated Gamblers.
Yeah. Again, for me, when you're paying a guy $25 million, like the Cardinals are paying Gray this year, not that this is a Cardinal thing. It's not a Gray thing because money does not make a player perform better. Okay. So let's start with that. The Cardinals are paying him ace money. Okay. This is a guy that when the chips are down, number one, in talking to people from New York, apparently he was beside himself in New York when there was pressure. It's a different place to pitch than anywhere else when there are a ton of expectations. But for his career, he's really fine before the All-Star break. 61-48 with the 3.54 before the break. 49-45. The ERA actually goes down to 3.48 in the second half. But the kicker is September and October. September and October, after he has winning records throughout in his career, 14-20 with a 4.07 earned run average in September and October.